Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is ThunderHand64 coming at you live from the Generations Minecraft Realm server at, noontime. We were able to make it at a regularly scheduled stream time today. And we had some things going on scheduling-wise with Biggie Cheese's basketball. When it was going to start, when it was going to finish. We weren't getting communications. Brought them up there, and we're still not quite sure what's going on. So, but I figured I'd try to stream at noontime anyway, and we'll see how it goes. Here we are. There's Princess Nebula. Glad you can make it today, dear. Thank you for dropping by, logging on. I'm very, very happy to see you. Let's take a look at what's going on. Clearly, I'm in Creative World. I've been doing a little bit of designing. I've been designing that thing. What is this? Now, ignore the iron farm behind there. We've seen that before. This is the business end of our Guardian farm. Yeah, this is going to be our collection point. I decided to go the Supernova Relic suggestion all the way. Just because, I didn't want to get distracted by that right now, but it turned out to be so much fun to do. And I'm just going to go because it's a lot of fun. I'm having a good time. And so this will be the part of the Guardian farm that will collect the drops, and this will be on the roof of the Nether. And if we go up here, let's take a look. So this will be 4 portals, right? And they'll come in from the portal from the overworld. They'll come into these portals here, and then they'll take a 34 block drop down onto these hoppers here. And then in the back, we have an item collection sorter. We're going to have to open this up anyway. I was just fooling around with some aesthetics, but I'm probably not going to do time around. I'll dress it up and make it better later. I know that's what I always say. But we do have our sorting system right in here. I'm going to open the whole back up because we're going to need to see this to read. And so each one of these, will be the item sorter system here. It'll collect things, sort them, and put them in our chests below. All of this stuff here. Clear it around because we're going to have to open this up so we can see. So take this. All right, and then, of course, we have each of the drops identified. This is a non-sorted items in case it's overflow protected, but there won't be any non-sorted items, or there shouldn't be. But that's just in case some occasional things, the portal or whatnot, come out. They'll be stored over here. Here's the other drops. I don't know how much Pod and Squid Ink we'll get. We might get some of that. We might get some of that spawning in the Guardian area, but mostly it'll be consisting of. We'll get the shards. And in fact, we may do shards, crystals, and just have the fish, Squid Ink, whatever happens to find its way in here. We may just have this come over here. We'll see. We'll see what the output's going to be. Let me see. I pulled myself away from all of the other Hermitcraft Season 8 episodes. Yes, that came out today to come watch you. I appreciate that because I watched a little bit of Impulses and I watched a little bit of Grians. But, I've been very, very busy this morning, so I haven't got a chance to actually see anybody's complete episode. Really cool. Plus, we have 2 new hermits this season, too. It's going to be really, really cool. Let me see. Pod is going to be a lot. Okay. Guardians drop pod. Okay, cool. Where have I seen this stream before? Oscar Diggs. And, P-Nabs, I know you're here, and I appreciate you stopping by to do some mod things. I know you're doing, double duty. I know you have things going on. I watched Gemini Tay, and I was on Zombie Cleo. Cool. So I'm just going to do a couple of quick shout-outs here for mod. Nebula. I referred to it. Point. First there. This. There we go. And another one for our good friend Oscar Diggs. So please go check them out. They are excellent streamers, excellent builders, a lot of fun. There we go. And let me see. Wow. Okay, they're starting to pile in now. We got Red Panda Wow is coming on in. And of course, our co-pilot, Draken69, is also here as well. Welcome, welcome, everybody. You don't have to shout me out, Thunder. You know that. I know, but I like doing it. And we all know that Thunder's a pretty persistent, tenacious Scot. Pretty much. I want to give a shout out. I'm going to give a shout out. And thanks for the shout out. You don't have to thank me for it. Heading out for the afternoon, but the tab is open. Work, buddy. Comment on the sorting system. Yeah. Thanks. I did look at impulses, and I saw you building yours. I looked at impulses, and impulse really has a pretty good explanation of what's going on. And so I figured I'd set one up, and because they're really easy to build, they're super easy to build. Not quite so easy to understand though. So I spent a little time with it, loading it up, watching it distribute the goods and sort them out, and look at the numbers and stuff to see, and get the placeholders and stuff to see how it works and everything. And I think I could pretty much improvise one of them with no problem. But they're also, it's just so compact. It's such an efficient design that it's very easy to read. It's pretty costly though in iron. That's why we needed the iron farm. Use a lot of hoppers, especially if you're using hoppers for collections. But it's a pretty cool setup. I really like this. I was going to close all this up and decorate it, but it's really cool to see the Guardians drop if we get them to drop. So we'll see what we can do with that today. That here. Here we go. Back. The tabbing back and forth between in and out of Minecraft now is a lot clunkier. I don't know what's happened to it. Let me see. Lots of ways to set up the filtering, but yeah, it took me a while to understand, but I can build them now in my sleep. Yes, Oscar can definitely crank these things right. Yeah, we've seen that on your stream plenty of times, Oscar. This is, it's nice to start off, if you're unfamiliar with these and you want to learn how they go, it's nice to start off with just like maybe 2 items. It really is good to at least 2 items. So 2 of these slices, per se, 2 of these units. And just load them up and watch the ticks. You can see that, different items will generate different lengths of redstone charge, and then you can understand how the numbers are working and stuff. And, you just have to experiment and watch and do a little bit of recording for numbers and stuff. And remember the pulse lengths of things and stuff like that. Then it starts to make sense. You just got to spend a little time with it. So, I did that off camera for a little bit. And just to refamiliarize, I could reproduce these things and copy them, but to improvise them and know how they work, even I needed to go and have a look at it. But Impulse SV has a really good inbuilt. I mean, this is often referred to now as the Impulse sorter. He really kind of, I'm sure there's other, like ZAF has made this kind of thing as well, so there's, other people, I guess, deserve credit for this too, but Impulse is probably the one who gets the most recognition for it. He's the one I cite for that. I was thinking of building one of these at my mob farm. We'll see. They're very easy to do. They really are. It looks kind of intimidating. Oh my God, I get some comparators, and I've got some repeaters and some torches and hoppers, and the hoppers are pointing in some kind of weird directions. Like these ones don't attach to anything. These ones all point down here towards the end. That's really weird looking, counterintuitive. It's not that bad actually. When you fiddle around with it for a little bit, you get used to it. Still loving the glow squid ink here. It's really cool stuff. So Peanuts informs me that the Guardians do drop the COD, and so I'm definitely going to keep the COD as one of the sorted items. I'm just not sure how much glow squid. I probably won't get any glow squid ink, right? Because there's no stone there. But although I guess I could set that up if I made the roof out of stone, 5 blocks away from the spawn area. But just a regular squid ink, I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to get. Probably very little. So we'll see. But apparently, I'm going to get quite a bit of COD, which is good. Which is good. It's a good food. Why not collect? Being Scottish there, right? Being Scottish. It does look scary. But all the redstone is scary for a noob. Rid of everything, which is why I have a pet chicken. P-dubs. Knowledge is power. You know, like I've said in the last couple of, especially coming up on the 1 year, or having just passed the, you know, I've really learned a lot from you. See these things in videos and other streams and stuff, and you see them and you note them and everything. But after a while, you know, you watch your friends building it, and you know, it just takes one stream from Oscar or you know, any of our friends. You see them start to implement them, and then it just light bulb goes off, and it's yeah, you know, hey, why have I been avoiding that? Roll up the sleeves and get to work, and out comes one of these. That's really cool. All right, so I'm going to take a screenshot of a couple of different angles of this, particularly this nice side view. I like doing that. It's pretty easy once you get the slicing. That main like that. Let's take a screenshot there. And I like the way that I have the front set up here, so I do. That's a good one. The column up here, I really don't need to take a screenshot of. I think I've got this thing. This is pretty simple. What? No, I won't. That's ridiculous. Don't waste time. All right, let me see. Back. Maybe this, the collection area, just to see how I have it. How I have the hoppers feeding into each other. But you know what? I mean, this is pretty straight. I think that's really all we need. And then we need to gather up some resources. Alrighty, so it is time. Oh, Red Panda WoW redeemed an HD. Lancha. And Draken or P-Dubs, if you wouldn't mind, could we get a shout out for Red Panda WoW? While I switch over the map. Also a fun stream. All our friends. They're all streamers. That's why we're pals. All right, let's get out of this and let's load up the world. And there we go. Thank you, P-Nebs. Oh. There we go. Hands are not cooperating with me. As usual. Anytime, Red Panda. Anytime, man. Okay, so here are back in Realm 5. So that was a lot of fun during the anniversary stream last week, this past Tuesday. That was fun to go back to Realm 4 that we were working on to go. That was a lot of fun. So check out the VOD if you can. Weren't able to make it. Because it was a lot of fun going back there and looking at everybody's builds. Getting the stories behind. Really cool. Plus, you know, I look at my building back then and now. Really cool. Okay, here we go. Whoa. So as you can see, we've drastically improved the spawning. But now it's the collection. And so eventually we're going to have to remove these troughs, collection troughs, and we're going to have to set up the water stream. And the idea for doing that will be right over here. Take a look. So we're going to have an extended water stream because water only flows for 8 blocks. Fuck, we're getting some. Hopefully we can make it down here without dying. I think we can. There we go. Ooh, that was nice. That was a free Bastion faceplant sleep preview, which is usually a redemption. But we were going, so I figured I'd take advantage of the lag to make that work. Because it's fun. Let me see. So, let me see. We were... Yes, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a look over here at the at the pumpkin farm, actually. And this kind of water stream is what we're going to set up. So you have 8 blocks, and then you have this. See that the way that the signs are set up here. Where we... Another one coming down like that, and you put the water source here. So things will flow down here. They'll get shot through the water, and they'll continue another 8 blocks. They'll ramp up, shot another 8 blocks, and they can do that kind of thing. Except instead of 3 8-block units, we'll be having 8 8-block units. And so you can imagine this kind of delivery system all the way down, and then this being this kind of strip, this slice, being 58 stripes across. And then all the Guardians popping up and flowing down through. And then the portal would be like at this end of it. They would all feed into the portal and into the... So that's the idea. Thank you. All right, so we're going to start gathering up some materials for this first. Okay, we can get some shulkers ready. I think I already have quite a few materials over there. But I'm hoping I have enough iron for the hoppers, because the iron farm has not been cranking out much as I would like because of its quirkiness. Hasn't been doing what it's advertised. We need to do that. We need to empty out the inventory, do some things over there, and a lot of that stuff is, of course, back from where we just came. Fuck. But we get to do a Thunderhand launch, dude. This F5 launch. I just missed it. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I can nail that in just one continuous. I get launched right out of the tube and right into the air. Sometimes I can do it. There, I didn't have the rockets. By the way, while we're over here, I pointed this out during the last stream. See the smooth basalt right there? There's a geode there. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing here, and I'm going to change that into a little amethyst farm. So I'm going to see how to do that. I have no idea how to do that yet, but I'm going to make a little structure here for it, a little airlock down there, a little hot little building here for it. And it's right next to the spawn. If I find one that's closer to Spawn Island, then I'll build it over. But this one's actually pretty close, so we'll see. Again, you know, I'm trying to avoid actually building anything on this island here, just in case we decide to hand that over to somebody for a base. Geode, you got it. All right, let's dump out. And we do have a lot of the materials we're going to need already in our chests. So these in here. The invisibility potions will be in the... Break out some good... Start doing a little bit of organizing. We're going to need a lot of glass, but you know what? We're good with glass. And, you know, I'd use the colored glass in the creative world, but I'll just use the clear glass here. And let me see. Break out some... I think I have these. Yes, I do. Let's straighten these. I usually color code these things. See, here, this shulker hasn't been named, just shulker bomb. This one has been specifically named fire resistance, and it doesn't have fire resistance potions in it. That is not cool. That's better. Okay, I like the way that that's coming. And now this is just a plant. Plain old shulker, but we really should name it. Bears in there. I'm gonna go. Well, I don't know. We need to load this up with. So let's work on redstone for this. I think we won't continue rail or any of that stuff over. Hoppers, definitely. Hoppers. Grab all the redstone. Fix this. We. We have some of that black. Possibly. I don't know. I'm trying to avoid decorating it. Maybe I should. Just surrender the fun. Okay, here's a lot of good. Let's stone and hopper right there. Some compare here. Definitely gonna need. I'm not gonna bother with the campfires, even though I would only need 9 campfires. Still, you know, with the particles and stuff like that, it probably wouldn't be that much because we're in another dimension. But I'm just gonna use the fall damage. Let me see. Smooth stone, we'll use that instead of the blue terracotta. Blue terracotta is usually substrate. All right, let's. Then we'll go buy ourselves a whole bunch of glass. Why? Because we're filthy rich. My voice keeps cutting out, huh? All right, am I on my... it might be my connection. It might be my connection because my my output bar here is well past the yellow and pegging into the red, and I'm looking at it while I talk, and it seems to be pretty good. The other thing is I'm probably turning my mouth away from the mic and stuff, so maybe I should bring the mic closer to me. Okay, restarting router. I hear you. There we go. You make some adjustments on your end. I'll make some adjustments on my end. And let me see. I'm going to put, well, I don't know. I'm going to need some more comparators and some more repeaters. So we'll build those over at the, we'll craft those up over at the workshop. And let me see. Let me get this thing out of fire resistance can definitely test. Aqua potion. Right, and then we're good here. We should pull those out. Need the crafting table. I'm gonna bring this one along. I usually carry one in my toolbox. Go on, I'll carry a. Oh, actually, Under, you're so indecisive. Yeah, you know, I should leave one here because we are going to be doing a lot more work over here. I don't want to take everything out of this place. Eventually, you know, I'll probably wind up using a lot of these materials. I'll use them here first to dress this part of the Guardian Farm up. Cool. And then I'll bring some over into the Nether and dress that part up too. Oh, we have some more glass. I think we're good there, though. Okay. Great. That, remodeling that and taking these out, that's going to be challenging. It's going to be a challenge. I think I'm going to have to, like I said, build this from opening up the roof and looking down inside and trying to remove it from above. I think that's really the only way I'm going to be able to do it. I hope I can. And they are back. P-Nebs and Draken. Great. Okay, and the chunks are loaded. And then we can head on over to the iron farm when we wake up. We'll see what the output is. Although I think I have enough of the... I think I have enough hoppers to build this. Let me see. I have 5 chests. Three. That's 35. 44. I think I would need 44 hoppers. I have nearly a stack of them, so I should be okay. Should be okay. Right, good. Here we can go set up to get some, because we're gonna need a lot of glass. I think I put the obsidian in. Yes, I did for the portals. Great. Let me see. 12, 16, 32. 34 pieces of obsidian. I've got 56. I should be okay. Right, let's go buy some more glass. On up to the librarian level. And let me see. I think. Down, calm down. I love that. Okay, let's. We are out of emeralds, so let's go downstairs and go get ourselves some emeralds. Hey there, lads. I think I used them all the last time. Let's look at our tools. Some of them may need to be repaired. Shovel a little bit, I guess. Fishing myself. And you know what? We don't need that much more glass. A couple of stacks should be fine. And doing it this way is actually pretty quick. Glasses. Easier. Nice. Shovel's probably already repaired, right? Oh, there it is. But it's got a couple more pixels to go. Biggie Cheese started basketball camp, and that's why we were a little up in the air about when the stream would start today. It's one of those things where we were emailed the schedule, and the schedule's pretty straightforward. And then we get an email from the coach, and the coach's directions are pretty straightforward. And then when you compare them, they contradict each other. And so tried to contact the coach today and find out what's going on. Not getting any replies because the coach is coaching. Going up there and asking questions and stuff. I think we're pretty much all set. The things were a little sketchy as far as start times. But Biggie is super thrilled. So he's probably going to be on JV. So he's with the JV group for the summer. Which means I'm going to be spending a lot of time shuttling him back and forth. But that's okay. Biggie Cheese now has his learner's permit for his license. So this is a good opportunity for him. Get in a little. All right, we've almost got enough here. I'm just going to New England accent. I'm going to here just use up the rest of these pumpkins, and then we're set with this. The whole stream will not be me buying pumpkins, I promise. We're selling pumpkins. Just selling pumpkins. They're buying them. Bunch of Jepo-tastics here. One. Got a video. Write a song. That should do it. Go buy some glass. And we're all set with the show. Calm down. Calm down. There we go. Head on over here. Oh yeah, some of you guys don't have glass. We're going to have to bring that up in your next review. Yeah. You know, there are libraries. There are libraries that sell Unbreaking 3 and channeling, and they also have glass. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Same with you, Fortune. Find yourselves in a mob farm, living a life of perpetual fear. The ones for the iron farms, that's a sad existence for a villager. Talk about stress. Some of you are heading that way, though, I'll tell you. I'm going to see if I can make another round. Because we're going to need a lot. That building that glass tube is going to take quite a bit. Can Biggie fix a redemption so we can name the villagers like 10k points per name? I have like 50,000 points. Currently 51,158. We got to do something about points redemptions. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. We have so many villagers to name. We can do that. In fact, you know what? I'm pretty... Well, I don't want to commit to a time for that. But I'm pretty sure we could do that soon. Very soon. It should be a pretty easy thing to set up, and that's a good idea. And you know what? We have all these villagers to name. We have 4 levels of villagers to name. Eventually, we'll have 14 layers, 14 levels of villagers to name. And you know what? I'll make that a pretty big redemption, too. Okay. You know what? I think that's enough glass for right now. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. It certainly wouldn't be the first time. But I think that should do us for now. hope I have my Electra on. I do. There we go. Look, we got more glass in County Waterford. Look at that. All right, let me see. The other things, we need some repeaters and some comparators. That and some. Make the torches first. Not in the loom. $32. Or $28. Only need 5 of them. Be okay. But we do need to make some comparators and torches. Plow out the, craft out the balance. And I know I'm going to need at least 5 repeaters and at least 5 comparators. We'll make a little bit more than that. Base. I have less. Well, I already have 5 repeaters, but I'll make twice as many. And the comparators. That means we're going to need some quartz. That. Bit of stone. And let me see. I think we need redstone. There and there. Here are fans. Ooh. Then for the comparators, do something like that. There we go. We had 2, 3. That should be plenty. Eat. You know what? I'm going to bring a little stone and a little quartz in with me just in case I need to make some more, but I don't think I shall be. All right, so we need, what do we got here? It's not surprising that we have so many. Yeah, well, you guys attend the stream. You know, the redemptions that I do have, I don't really have an opportunity to use them a lot. You know, I've limited them a little bit. So maybe I should expand the limits of them a little too. So let me see. Watch time. Ooh, 42 hours. 47 hours. It's an unfortunate existence, but at least they get to stay in bed all day. Yeah, the villagers in the mob farms. Ooh. All right, a couple other things we're going to need. We're going to need item frames. And I'd like to see if I can make them the glowing item frames. I might be able to do that. Meaning, you know, in that I might have an glow squid ink. So let me see. I think it's just an item frame with the glow squid ink. Because I haven't actually crafted these. So let's see how intuitive it is. Yeah. And let's do something like this. Let's look at the rest. Because it's usually surrounded by sticks with the leather in the middle. So I'm thinking it's going to be 7 sticks and 6 sticks in that pattern like this. Or 7, right? 7. And then probably the leather there and then the glow squid ink underneath. That's what I think the pattern's going to be. Oh, plus I can do this. We have here. Oh, so you make the frame first and then you use the... Okay. All right. That makes sense. I get it. And I'm going to need... I know I'm going to need 5 of these, but I know I'm going to botch these, right? Actually, I need 4 of them. So I'm going to do 1. Thought I could do... maybe I'll go for that. Twice as many as I need, just in case I screw them up. All right, and then there's some confidence for you, huh? Yeah, I'll use them for other things. I think. So that's good. Then we'll go put these right in here. That, we'll keep those handy. Okay, I think we're doing it. But then we'll have bits of each item in here that we can put them. Considering you do 2-hour streams, yes. We know you love to be here. My streams are comparatively short. They feel like they're short to me. You know, a lot of you do 3-hour streams. Like Oscar does some pretty long streams. I can't do 3-hour streams. They're just too long for me. But 2-hour streams, that's my limit. Patchy time's only 90 minutes. Patchy time is even longer. Are you kidding me? The early game, that would be fatal. Now it's just an annoyance. Here we go. Let's go get a nap. Mods, would you mind taking care of that spammer, please? If you would be so kind. Thank you. Done. Appreciate it. And PNAB says, I do 2 4-hour streams. Depends on how I'm feeling. Yes, I got it. I saw you there. Excellent. 2 4-hour streams. Whew. That's tough. The longest stream I think I ever did was just over 4 hours. Crazy Old Cat Lady and the group and I last year were in the end, and it's before we had the Elytra. In fact, we were out there looking for Elytra. And that's before we knew how to do the math to find the fortresses, and we didn't know things like chunk base and stuff like that. So we spent 4 hours, a 4-hour stream, trekking through the end, trying to find enough Elytra for all of us, too. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there was at least 5 of us in the end, trucking through the end, looking for ships and Elytra and stuff, and dying. And when you don't have Elytra, when you have to go back, you have to go back hundreds and hundreds of blocks, to get back to your original stuff. And wow, that was a long stream. That was a long one. I'm gonna need some of this smooth stone, because that's what I like to use as substrate. Have any of that stuff? Ah, thunder! Fuck. Sometimes I have some smelted over here. Yeah, right there. Okay, I have that. I might need a little bit more, so I'm not going to wait for all these to smelt, but I'll start them smelting, and if we need to, we'll come back and we'll... Let's go do another stack. In you go. And let's see. I think I'm okay. First. We need wood for double chests. And you know what? I think that's all back. Over at the Guardian Farm. Okay, I got another chance of doing it, though. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Launch! Thunderhand launch. Oh, it looks like a creeper blew up there. I'm going to have to come back and patch that later. A little geode there. Here we go. I think our ood. Mrs. Thunderhand would say that. Ood. Okay, I think we're good there. We'll go bring back as... I don't know how much wood I should bring here. Well, let's just bring that. I think that'll do. Two to 4 hour streams, more on the 2-hour part, but I've done one almost 4-hour stream. Yeah, they're tough. I think they are. But then again, I also feel that I don't get enough accomplished in 2 hour stream, which is weird. That means I've got to build faster. That's what that tells me. Plus, I'm not just when I limit myself to 2 hour stream, I'm not just thinking of myself there. I'm actually thinking of my viewers because I know, you guys attend multiple streams and stuff like that. And it's hard. The longer I make my stream, the harder it is for you to get around to other streams. Which, if I was being competitive, I shouldn't do that, right? But friends, that's why. Make sure everybody gets around, does all the things they need. We need to make a lot of double chests, which is why I brought these. Okay, so let's do that. They need at least. I'm probably going to need 20 chests, 20 double chests. And we can always make more if we need them. I'm thinking 20 double chests. So that means 40 single chests. Of which those are the first 24. And some more planks. And you know what? I don't need 48. That's fine. That'll do. Load those up in there. Pause it. And you know what? I'll bring the extra planks with me just in case I have to booze. I think that'll do it. Did you say launch or lunch? I know the show in which you're referencing that from. Breakfast, dinner, lunch. Oh, launch? I didn't say launch. I said lunch, not launch. I know that show. I know that show. Super obscure, too, reference. Gotta say what it is? Nope. Because we're going to be doing one. You know what I wanted to check while I was here? Do I have any orange dye? I think I do. Somewhere over the rainbow. That's for you, Oscar Diggs. I thought I had it. Yes, I've not organized my dyes yet. I mean, I should have some orange dye left over from the pumpkin farm. Yeah. All right, that's fine. I was just going to dye my chest of fire-resistant potions, but that's all right. I don't need to. I figured if I had the dye handy, I'd hit it with it. I'm not seeing it, unless it's one of those things where, because I've got old man eyes with me spectacles. I'm not, I'm looking right at it, seeing it. Fine. We can do that. Okay. Let's do it. Pretty sure I'm forgetting something, but you know what the good thing is though, we won't be far away. We're building this thing right next to the door. And I really didn't want to build it that close. I could experiment and mess around with it and try to build it further away, but it's easier to link up the portals if they're as close to there corresponding coordinates as possible. It's just easier to link them. And so I'm going to be doing that. And then because it's very close to 0, and of course we want to build some sort of nether hub on the roof of the nether there. And I'm thinking we'll just figure out some cool way to incorporate the Guardian farm into that nether hub. Try to integrate it somehow. All right, let's get over there. More orange dye? Oh, we need more dye. Yeah. Made a lot for those, huh? Actually, I just have hearing issues and was making sure I heard it correctly, but no big deal. Actually, Draken, I think if I have your age range correctly, I think you might be a little too young for the show. I'm thinking. Maybe if I look for it later, maybe I'll do a posted Discord if I search it up later. Maybe I can even find the clip on YouTube because it was part of the opening sequence for the show. Okay, so this is the location. So I need to build this portal way up there, and that's where it's going to come up. And if I do this correctly now I may have to actually open up my screenshots just for the placement of this thing. So I may actually wind up building the last tower part of it first, and then building the guts underneath. I may do that just to position it this north, south, east, west one. Maybe not be super critical. In fact, I want the face of it to be here. So when folks come out of the portal, they'll face it. They'll be facing this way when they're collecting the items. I think that's the best way to do it. He was in the military and had an explosion go off near him, hence his hearing loss. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, they don't show that in the movies, huh? When the heroes are strolling away from that huge explosion in the background, and it's like, dude, if you were even twice as far away from that, you would never be hearing again. My hearing loss is actually pretty bad. Mine's because of music, guitar players especially, right? So that's taken out. In fact, mine is we have holes in our frequency range, so there's certain frequencies I can't hear. So sometimes when people are talking and their voices like within that band, at maybe like a 20,000 hertz band, nobody speaks that high, like 3,000 hertz or right around there. If they're in that frequency band, sometimes I can't hear them, and they're trying to talk louder, and I'm like, no, don't talk louder. Talk a little higher in pitch or a little lower in pitch, usually lower in pitch, and then I can hear you a little bit better. So people who speak with a deeper voice I can hear a lot easier than people who speak with a higher voice, because those are guitar, not bass guitar. Guitar, because guitar players, right? On 11, right? So that range has been like wiped out, so. Okay, let's work on placing this thing. Let's get this thing placed. I'm going to just outline. One thing I can do for this, I can do this right here, and I can sort of sketch the outline of this with this netherrack. And I'm not going to build the portals down here. Again, they're going to be way up there, but their corresponding heights and stuff will be right here. They'll be centered in this kind of area. You know what? Actually, I just need the top part. I don't really need the sides. I was just doing that to place them. So the tube will grow upwards from there. Now, I may have to, depending on how productive this thing is, I may have to expand the collection, but I don't think so. If we had a lot of players on the server right now, then I'd probably do that. But right now, it's basically Kachi and I. So I think you know, 3 chests for each item should be plenty. 3 double chests, and you know we can always expand it. You know, we can just go outward in each direction a little bit more and just add more chests and more slices onto it. Pretty easy to do. And I have to remember that this is going to... All right, I'm going to have to tab out for just a sec here. Let's... And I'm going to actually try to open up these pics in the browser. I don't have tabbing over all the time because, like I said, tabbing out of Minecraft has become clunky now. I think they've changed something there. Or some of my graphics drivers for my GeForce, my NVIDIA drivers, when they updated, something got switched there, and now it's really clunky. Annoying, but it's just really awkward. So when I'm panning over chat in the Discord and I'm panning back into the game, that used to be really slick. It used to be really instant, and now it's significantly less so. Disappointed. Okay, screenshots. Right there. I think I could do this almost entirely with one screenshot. We'll see. That's actually... That should be. Seven, so I need 7. That's a... wide. Okay, got it. I think I have it. Let's see if short-term memory, if my biological RAM can handle hanging on to that for a second. Actually, I should... spaces. So this is where the... Going up to the tube. Do this right, I can actually place the chests first. And so I'm going to have to build this kind of backwards, which is going to be strange. It's Minecraft. And it's Thunderhand stream. Of course it's going to be stream. I'm going to just put one pillar of stuff down here just so I can judge it too. There, like that. Okay, that's good. This one is whatever. Okay, so it'll come that, and I'll need. Okay, so I need the 3 double chests, 5 double chests this way. Sure is nice building on the roof of the Nether, huh? He asked rhetorically. Well, semi-rhetorically. I guess the chat could respond. Speaking of which, let me minimize this up so I can see what you guys are saying. Because right now I'm looking at that picture, as we would say back east. There we go. Okay, let me see. It's like the difference between the book and the movie of the Hunger Games. The first one, when Katniss goes off and shoots the supplies. In the movie, she gets the tinnitus ringing for a few seconds, and then her hearing comes right back. But in the books, her hearing doesn't truly recover. The Capitol does something to kind of fix that, but it's not really... Well, of course, the book puts that kind of detail in there, but you know what? Kudos for the movie for at least acknowledging that there's some level of hearing loss there, right? When an explosion goes off. And you know, if you have any doubts or you've never really watched that before, watch an episode of Mythbusters when they're touching something off. You watch that. You know, that's a real eye opener, that show. I know it's an older show for some of you younger folks, but very informative. There we go. Here's our box of goodies. Here's another box of goodies. Put this stuff over here. All right, let's start right in with the chest. That's going to help us position everything else. If I did. Asleep. All of this should fit into place. Okay, and the way I decided to do this is I made it a little bit longer than it had to be. You know, this is one of those compromises you make between height and length here. So I sacrificed a little length to keep the height down. A little something. If we do this right. Fuck. Right. There we go. Good. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is bring the sign, but you know what's really cool is we could just use the warp stems over there to make the sign. So I like to make the sign out of the blue here, but I didn't bring the cyan dye for that, so I'm going to have to do that. But we'll do that later. Right? We can... This is going to be cool. We can do this part right away. Man, those look cool. Leslie? Like it. Good. So players will look at that and look at that. We're great. Okay, next stage. Now I have to place this. Let me see. Standing mode. You need to fix those two in the middle second row. But did they not? Let me see. Those look like they're feeding in correctly. Those two look like they're feeding in correctly. Like they're all pointing away. I may have already fixed them, right? The peanuts. Those hoppers are all looking correct. Yeah, I think it's okay, right? Or was it third road? Awk. I'm not sure. They all look right to me. I'm missing here. That's what I'm missing. Oh, now they're down here. Thank you. I see, says the blind man. those down. I'm still going to need more. Okay, let's... So yes, it was the third row. Just confirming. Let's see. Let's look at the picture. Okay, the row pointing forward into emptiness. Then off. This case I have it. Okay, biological RAM, hang on to that picture in your head. Please, can you just do it? Come on, man. So these hoppers will act as the locks. That's why they're not going into anything. Just going off into empty space. They'll act as the locks. These ones. Maybe it is. Yeah. There. I've run out of places to stand. I can't stand no more. And then I need that one on the end. I think that end has to point downwards. And I think this one actually also has to down. These are sorted items. They're not sorted as in S-O-R-T-E-D, not as in S-O-R-D-I. And fun way to make a pun. But neat. Can't wait to get to the circuit because that's the easiest part. The thing that makes this take so long is trying to position everything correctly here so they line up, and that's why I'm taking the time. I actually build in the things. So let me see. I'm okay there. Things will get this way. Any overflow or non-sorted items will go onto this slide here. Which, wow, do I really expect there to be 3 double chests? I expect there to be 0 sorted items, but they're there just in case. And I think we're okay there. All right, so the next thing we need to do is set up 9x9 with the feed. Right, and the feed comes into here like. And then I butted the 9x9 right up against that, and I don't think it'll cause a problem. I don't. Well, we'll see. Shouldn't. So need the way I think I did this part was feed these hoppers at hopper. Entered on that, good. All right, let me see. Pass comes over that, good. So now we just these hoppers shouldn't interfere with the direction. They're all pointing this way. Those are all pointing that way or this way. And I think we should be all set. So they'll come down the tube here. It looks like we're right on target. They'll do the fall damage here. The drops will go this away. And then this away. And then into here. I think I could get away with just having these feed directly into those. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to try it like this. All right, that's good. I think I'm okay. Looking good. All right, and so now we can do the circuitry, which is the funnest. And so let's get out. We'll crack this. Actually, the 1, 2, 4, 5. It's not 7 tall. It's all. That's really good. That's pretty compact. All right, let's get over here. And let me see. I think PNebs mentioned standing mode earlier. I should definitely be doing that. You should get like 50,000 point redemptions for that. You should be able to redeem 50,000 points. That's what I'm saying. Let me see. Wipe sweat off forehead because now it's fixed. Was that really messing with your OCD there, PNebs? Let's get into standing mode here. Holders, hold back. There we go. Some minor adjustments here. There. So much better. And it's back to the build. Stone, where's that smooth stone stuff? Where is it? Right here. And that goes all right here. And so the hoppers that we need to read are that middle row, right? And then these act as the filter, right? So we need to, comparator needs to go on top of those like that. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, it's mistaken. That. This. I think it works that way. And then I think I have to finally roll. That's what I did. Now, function-wise, I know what I'm going to do there to make it work, but I have to make sure that it's lined up here with what I'm trying to do. So there, right? That feeds into that. There, that goes there. Yeah, I'm good. The RAM hung on to it. It hung on to the data. Okay, so let's do this. We're done with that stuff and stuff. Need some of those, some of this, and we need some of these. Yeah, a little bit of those. I might have been a little hasty placing some of these because I'm going to have to put the repeaters right in there, and it's easier to do if you just get those out of the way. Okay, so let me see our repeaters like this, set to 1 tick. That's good. And then the blocks, put those back. Then we need the power source, lock and unlock, uppers, the silent H. Nice way to say that. And let me see. On the top there. I think. Oh man, don't tell me I have to put these in. Yes, I do. Oh no, I'm gonna have to. This one. Add it. And then these hoppers will just feed into that one like I had it before. Got a little hasty there with my placement. Good. Now it's just redstone. There on out. You know what I didn't bring with me, though, is an admin. I need one more. Basically, that's it. I think I'm okay there. I think I'm good. Yes. All right, let's pull up the chat again so I can see what you guys are saying. No, I just didn't want it to confuse you when you're going, when you've got stuff coming through and they're not actually having stuff coming through. Yeah, that would have sucked. Definitely. And that's why back seating is allowed, everyone. And that's why it's allowed. Okay, we're good here. Let's try a little sorting. Let's get our stuff in. But you know what? We're gonna have to go get ourselves an anvil very quickly. I forgot to bring one. Did I just chuck my pickaxe? Hunter, hands, do not do that. Do not do that. Let's put some items back in. Squiddy and go back over here. Now, I could just name these items, but what I like to do is I need my placeholder items. That's why we're naming them, so they won't stack. And if they're named, they won't stack. So the idea is to, and I like to use a block in there that's incredibly obvious that it shouldn't be there. Like cobblestone, because it's a horrible block. And so it's not a horrible block. I'm just trying to use less of it. And so I'll use that for my placeholder block, and I'll just name those quickly. Ow. And it's nighttime in the overworld. Hello, baby zombies. I tell you, when I finish the wing on the side of this, I'm going to miss just plunging over the edge like this. I'm going to have to alter the Bubble Vader with a drop chute on one of the sides. And I've no anvil down here. Imagine that. Okay, well, I'm going to have to sleep. Where did I put that? Oh, no, it's over on the other side now. I get it. I moved it. It's down here. Don't worry. Measure twice, cut once. You got it. Last thing you want to do is misplace an anvil. You know what I mean? Here we go. 15 of these. Third of it. Not about a third of 4. Exactly a third. Because I'm a math guy. And does it have to be all in caps? Yeah, sure, why not? Dank, dank, dank. Back to the nether. This time, it's personal. Oh, we're going here. I could have done a launch, I guess, and gone up. Forgot the nether portal is right on a couple of blocks away from here. We're right at 0-0. Let me see. The staring contest continues. Winners still be but an employee-only entrance that just opens where you can plunge down? Maybe. This reminds me of that scene in Reservoir Dogs. No one wants to be Mr. Pink. Okay, let's get back over here. You know what? I should have brought the sign with me and stuff, but that's okay. We needed the cyan dye, didn't we? And we were just down there. All right, let's load this thing up. I think I can access those there, but you know what? We'll just lay down a strip of netherrack on which to stand. And I think that'll be tall enough. That one acts as that's the lock. Got it? Okay. So these go in here, and I also need my. So we need. Uh-oh, I don't have enough. Forgot. Thought I only needed 3. Oh, thunder. I need. Oh, I actually. Don't I? 15. Okay, that's good. I can go back for the cyan. Cyan dye anyway. Yeah, see, I need 3 more placeholders. Actually, I need 5. So, but these ones I can set up anyway. I can set up the shads. All right, so that should tick down to 41. And it should lock right at 41. Yep. Oh, you know what we can do? We actually don't need a lock for the unsorted items. Thunder! They're unsorted! So we actually don't need any in that one. Those are unsorted items. So really, I just need 1 more placeholder. Thunder, really? Man, are you kidding me? Okay, good. They all locked at 41. That's where they're supposed to be. Great! All right, so this thing's up and running and ready to collect Guardian remains. So we'll do that. We'll go back for our 1 placeholder, and we'll get the cyan dye for the sign while we're at it. And we may I may already have a sign that's already made there. So, let me see. And this is why I build so slowly, because I tend to do things like this. Absent-minded professor. Ouch! You know, it sounds like, when you go into portals now and you switch dimensions, or when you first log onto the server, it sounds like we're getting a little bit of fall damage when that happens. I don't know if that's a new thing or not with 1.17, but it seems that way. All right, so this is blue dye mixed with white. I believe gives you the side. And I know I have plenty of blue dye, right? I know I have plenty of white dye. Yeah, but that goes up, right? And you know what? I just need one piece of blue. No, actually, I need some green, right? And I might have had some cyan. That quickly. Damn it. Not yet, anyway. Oop. So low. Well, there's the green dye in case we have to make some. Ah, here it is. Right there. And here's the sign that we need. Big on that. Okay, cool. And we needed the named piece of... 1 named piece. Fuck. Let me see. Might just be a bug. Blue and green dye, that's right. Not the blue and white. I like naming them placeholder. Why? Because I'm a math guy, that's why. Because that's exactly what they do. Get rid of some of this stuff here. Those after all. We're good there. We're good there. We're good there. I think I'm good. What am I doing for time? 127. I think I'm doing okay here. Good name up, Follow Thunder. Like the big YouTubers. Oh, is that what they do? Little advertisement there. I should name it after viewers, followers for points redemptions, right? Okay, there we go. Look at that. Okay, so a couple things. Okay, that should tick down to 40. That would be an interesting thing. A stack of placeholder blocks for how much? Yeah. Okay, so we're good here. Now, each one of the locked hoppers in the back should have one item in it. Yes, 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 and yes. Great. Okay, so this thing is working. The circuitry is up and running. Okay, so next... Oh, we need to place a lot. And you know what? I wonder, should I go with a clear glass or should I do the cyan? I mean... But, you know, I would have to go find some cactuses. I would need a lot of dye for that. Let's just go with the clear glass now. We'll just go with the... And if I want to change it later, I'll do that. Actually, I'm not supposed to be doing this all. I'm supposed to be working on the hotel, right? Okay, so there's the kill box. Now, if I put glass on top of these hoppers, I'm going to be okay. Let's actually get the inventory. Let's. Now, also, because I'm a man, that I will not hyphenate non-sorted. I will not hyphenate non-sorted. Because in mathematical journal, we do not hyphenate things. Non-sorted items. Oh. Now, see, that's black. Now, when we use the cyan dye, this is almost invisible. Right? But then when you use the glow squid ink, this looks so cool. I tell you, I'm flipping out over glow squid ink. I'm such a nerd. This is... Look at that. Is that awesome or what? I'm sorry, I'm such a nerd. But that's so cool. That's like my favorite thing. Okay, and we need the glass in the inventory. We're doing okay there, right? Lots of glass. So much glass. I think that looks cool. Here, clear would work better. I was kind of thinking about that, Draken. I'm glad you mentioned that. Just because, you know, it's the nether. It's got this, dull red sky to it. The cyan would contrast with it quite a bit, but I don't know. I'm thinking the clear might actually be better. Yeah, I think you're right. Hey, Thunder. Are you trolling me, young lady? You're trolling me, aren't you? That is so pretty. I like it. Good thing I voted for glow squids. Turn the light on. Yep. All right, let's get up there. Drop height is 34 blocks to kill a guardian. And you know what? Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not interested in getting the XP from this. I think I get plenty of XP already from other sword. And let me see. Am I going to do the corner blocks for this or not? Probably not. So I think something like that would be just fine. And then I'll hop on top of these here. Bye-bye. Let's put all these in place. And let me see. Then we're going to need this kind of... Once these 9 blocks are in place, we should... Now, the cool thing is, while you're over here, you should be able to look up and watch the Guardians dropping off. So, let me see. I'm going to just stack up one of these. Wearing Elytra? Yes. Good. I'm going to stack up one of these and get the count. Okay, so if they come over here and drop down there, they will. And let me see. So that's, I'll actually make it a little bit higher. I'll put the obsidian on top of that. Okay. Let's go down and do that. All right, now we'll scale them all the way up. Got a lot of glass to place, but we got plenty of time to do it, so. This is going to be a little... Let's just concede that from the outset, shall we? Fuck! Hands, come on, man. All the German viewers are like, whose hands? Supernova Relic would sneeze and this would be done. Hey! Hands! Okay, we're going to have to retrieve that from the chest later. So that should wind up in the non-sorted items chest. Right? If we've done things correct. Actually a good test. Actually a good test. It's my control for this experiment. I counted only 33. Make sure you do a second count. Yeah, when I get up there, that's one of the other reasons why I'm going to put a, I'm going to put the obsidian, the shelf, the lower part of the portal, 1 block higher, just in case. Okay. Hawk. Hands. I should start calling out random numbers now to screw up your count. Why would I do that? I'd be shooting myself in the foot. And people are trying to help you. Just don't troll the people who are trying to help you. What? Another non-sorted items test. Sure. I should put up a tag backseat viewing and tell viewers how to view. This is a head scratcher, you know? Just to keep them guessing. Does this really take this much concentration? I mean, you could tell because my dialogue has dropped off significantly. Yes, it does. Because it's glass, everyone. It's glass. That's why. No one wants to incorrectly place glass and then have to take it out again and then put it back in. That's just not fun. The only thing that's less fun than that is obsidian, which is going to be right up there. Okay, Peanuts, we should be there, right? Let's see. Lol. All right. I'm thinking we are. I'm thinking I make this obsidian and I'm good. All right, which was a dumb thing because I didn't bring the obsidian with me. That was really stupid. But you know what? I can place the glass. Can I do that right now? And I also wanted to bring some sea lanterns with me, and I didn't do that. Forgot the sea lanterns at the top. But there we go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Or just as a... You know, I could have been smart and built it in one chunk there, Thunder. And just moved it back a little bit. That would have been... Oh well, I think it's fine. Should be okay. We should have built it all within one chunk, though. I don't think it'll affect the rates that much. There might be some trouble with Guardians getting pushed through there. I might have to change that now that I think of it. These corner blocks, I might actually have to put those in because with crowding, if they don't die the minute they fall and we get a lot pouring in here, they might pop out through those corners. That might happen. Probably not. 33. Slight lag between you and when I am able to type. The LOL was for you. Wait, yes, I got that. I was trolling on your trolling. On my trolling on. Okay, let me see. Let's get the obsidian. Do that now. And let's practice the flying skills. And see if I can land up there. I think I can. I should have built myself a little platform up there on which to land, but I think I can land on it. Let's find out. I mean, if I can't, we'll just pick up our drops here. Oh, by the way. Hey, it worked. I like that. These shouldn't have anything in them other than their items from the balance of... There should be some glass in here, though, right? I thought some glass fell in here. Oh, that's why. This should not be a circuit on the end. We shouldn't have a circuit on the end of that. This is just non-sorted items. There doesn't need to be a circuit here on the end. Thankfully, I got that out of there before Oscar Diggs saw it. 3, 2, 1... No response. Okay, he'll respond. He will. Okay, and there we go. Okay, see, that was actually a good test. Because now I remember to do that. Okay. Yeah, we only need the sorting on the first 4, and then this is, like it says in the neon letters, non-sorted items. So we don't need a sorting circuit on the end of it. I think these corners, though, are going to cause a problem. I think Guardians might pop out of it. Okay, let's fly on up there. High enough? Okay. Oh, a slowing speed. Slowing speed. Oh, almost. Oh, nice, nice. So I'm learning that slaloming back and forth to reduce your velocity so then you can plop right down on your target. I'll be quiet and won't tell him. Can he land it? On the second attempt, apparently. All right, let's put in the. These shall be our portals. And you know what? The portals are going to have the corner. I think I'm going to wind up going back and putting glass on them. We'll see. Now, one thing you guys might be able to help me confirm is I can link portals of different dimensions. The portal in the Nether does not have to have the same proportions as its linked portal in the overworld and vice versa. I really don't think that is the case. My experience is that well, we should be okay. Actually, need to be, yeah. This. And if we're going to eventually need to put the sea lanterns there, that'll be okay. Let us. You know what? Because I'm nobody's fool. Well, I like to think I'm not. Let's hear that sound? That's my mom rolling in her grave right now. Let's put in the glass barriers here so they, because if they were spawning and falling out on the outsides, that would be very bad. Okay, so let's not do that, shall we? Really? I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, that's good. Yeah. And, I don't think we'll have much trouble with things spawning on top of this. I think we'll be okay. Good. Great. There. Oh. Right there. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay, got it. I think I can take these out. And then I'll fly on top of this, and I'll pillar up on top, and then I'll put the sea lanterns in there, and I'll light these from the top. I think that's my plan here. I think it is. Okay, outside caps are doing good there. Like that and like that. There we go. I think we're all set to roll here. That. Those edges like that. Great. Okay, so the idea is when this thing is lit, they spawn here, they come in from the sides, they drop down the middle. I think you guys get the picture. Oh, yeah. That's going to be fun. This will be better in Optifine where we won't have these borders in here and you can just watch them fall to their death. And that we get rich with each perishing guardian. That'll be awesome. Pretty easy to modify this, though, if we need to make any changes. Not that difficult. So, okay, we're going to need... Get out the toolkit because we're going to need the shears. Not the shears. Flint and steel. steel on which, with which to light this. Shears. Over here. Come on. Your stupidity. And so we're going to, oh, I had an anvil in there already, I forgot. Okay, and we're going to need to light that, put the sea lanterns at the top, and where am I going to get a bunch of sea lanterns? Oh yeah, we have a guardian farm. So let's go take care of that. Now the thing is, I wonder where the corresponding portal is going to appear in the overworld here. See, I thought I heard some fall damage. I really did. Sea lantern. That's over here. Welcome to Realm 5. So there's the portal that it's going to link up with. With which it is going to up. And let me see. So make some lanterns. And that means some drops. We should have lots of drops. Well, I have 8 lanterns here. I just really need one more. I think I have one more in one of these chests somewhere. Yeah, see, we've got plenty of them. I think we're good. Now I'm hoping that portal's going to end up here somewhere and not anywhere there. I think it will. I think we might have to take a nap soon. But I don't know. We're going to be in the nether. We should be fine. Well, not quite as planned, but close. Close enough. You didn't finish the obsidian. Really? Oh, I can see some of the corners. Okay. I do have that with me, so when I get up there... Thank you, Peanuts. Thank you. When I get up there, I'll put that in place. Let me see. I think I'm okay. I don't want to be inside. Okay. Oh, now I'm too... Yeah. Where did it go? I'm too far over. Which way is up? Okay, there we go. Wow, that little burst carried me all the way over to here. This is much harder than it looks. There we go. Oh, see, we wound up inside. This is not where I wanted to be. This is harder than it looks. I nailed it, like, right at the beginning. I did such a good job. Oh my, Okay, that's good. I'll settle for that. Flying is hard. Let me see. Close. You fly so fast, you fly so far, but in the end, you're in the nether. Yeah, okay. Agreed. Can I reach that? I think I can. Yeah, that's handy. Okay, so there's that corner buttoned up. And I think I'm all set, right? This looks good. I think I'm okay. And let's light this thing up now. Okay, there's one. Now, these should all link to whatever one that has created. Thusly. Okay. And so they should come out of here. They can't come out of that side because of the glass. And then they should fall down there to their doom. All right, let's put the lighting in. Like that. Oh, that's going to be cool. Now, we might have things spawning on top of there. I think so, like on some of those edges, but I think we'll be okay. For the most part, I think we'll be fine. All right, now we need to go in the overworld and see how the portals have manifested themselves corresponding location. And how are we doing for time? We got 6 minutes left, so that's actually good timing. I also want to grab a screenshot of this. That. There. Gone. Nice. I like it. Okay, back to the overworld. Let's unload the inventory first, though. Back on the toolbox with you. And right there. Goes on. Gotta get rid of that stuff later. That's gonna be so cool to see those things squealing as they drop down to their doom. Down and down to the bottom. Good. All the way across the top like that. Good. All right, there we go. Let's go check the overworld. The Lincoln Park reference. Oh. Oh, yes, from, you know, the song's playing in my head. I just can't think of the name. I know which song you speak, though. Nighttime in the overworld. Let's take a little bit of a nap, and then we'll fly over and we'll have a look at where the portal has ended up. In the end. In the end, that's it. Underhand. Launch. There we go. Where did the portal manifest? I don't see one. This is not a good sign, people. This is not a good sign. Just want to land on the tree, Thunder. Anyways, I'm not seeing the portal here. It should be here. Oh man, I wonder if it manifested under the sea. Somewhere under the sea. I mean, I don't mind using the spectator mode, because like I said, I've been everywhere under this island, so you know, it's, although, you know, there are some new things down there, I guess, since the but I would think if I were that close and I had my coordinates correct, I should see it. It should be like on one of these islands. There's plenty of places on around here on which it could have spawned. Not up there. I think it's probably below the ocean, down underneath. Let me see. You have to go through it to make a portal. Oh, that's right. It won't spawn a portal if you didn't go through it right. Okay, thank you. That's right. You actually have to go through the darned thing, which means we're going to have to break open part of it. Here we go. That thing up there. Do I have the netherrack? Yes, I do. Ouch. Okay, here we have a somewhat bigger platform on which to land. See, that was pretty good. Come on, man. All right, we'll go through this one. But let's knock away to these like this. And like that. And we'll go through. Ouch. Whoa! That's actually not bad. I mean, I was aiming for the middle of this, and I got that. So that should be okay. Right, now if I tear down this portal and light that one, it should link up, right? In that order. I don't think I have to light this one first and then take down that one. Although, I think I actually have to disable this one and light that one in that order. Since there's a little delay in the chat, I'll wait for the confirmation. Because I think the order, like I'm saying, is I disable this first, I break this, and I light that, and then we should be good. And notice I didn't bring the flint and steel with me. Thunder! Is there any fire source here that I can use? There's probably one over in the chest I can use. If not, I'll just make a flint and steel really fast with what I have here. I might have some iron here, I think. No iron. I could go get some, but you know what? I think I do have a portal right there. I could just go back in the nether, right? I mean, that's how it's supposed to work. Let me see. Just tear down. Just tear down the one you spawned and then light a new one. Yeah, that's... Technically, you should have to... You only have to light the bigger portal, which is still link, yeah. I'm going to try tearing down this one and then lighting that one. But first, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go get the flint and steel. Hey, wait. Calm down. Calm. Flint and steel is a little critical at this point, you know, or fire charge, or, you know. Come on. The probe. You two, stay in your lanes. You know what I mean? Stay in your lanes now. Steel in hand, ready to go. Ouch. Okay, I should be able to break this one. Let's break this one and light the other one, and then we should be good. Huh? Did I exceed the limit? What? How? This is 58 blocks. This is 58 blocks. So... what's the limit? Minecraft portal size limit. A maximum of 23 by 23. So is it any multiples of that now? So we're talking about 529 blocks. So less than 2 high on 58. Indeed. So what we might have to do is we might have to divide this into 2 sections. We might have to do that. All right, we're already at 205. So you know what? Maybe I'll do that off camera. That would have been... I think you'll agree, though, that that would have been super cool to have that one whole continuous portal all the way through. But 23 by 23. So I don't know if max height is 23, max width is 23, or if it's just some multiple of 23 times 23 is 529. So, yeah, I might have to split it in 2. I might have to do that. It's too big. Yes, it is. Yeah. So our portal here, we're going to have to do something with this. I'm thinking, let me see. I do... right now, I have 4 times 50. See, 4 times 58 is only 232. And so I'm thinking it has a max width of 23. Yeah, so that's about a little less than 3 of those sections. I would have to split this into 3 sections, which, you know what, isn't really that big of a deal, I guess. $13, which isn't divisible by 3 anyway. Yeah, so I'll make the middle one a little bit bigger than the 2 outer ones for symmetry's sake. But I'll do that off. Okay. You could do 4 times. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. So our max width is 23, and then whatever we want for a height, or well, right, and then the height would be 23 or less, huh? Okay, well, let's wrap things up. And today I'm not going to be able to do a raid because I have to go pick up Biggie Cheese, and I have to go do that right away. And I don't like to raid and then take off, you know, so I think... Just raiding. Let's see who's streaming first. Maybe I can just do a quick... The IT guy, Jesse. Yeah, see, I'm going to want to stay with them. You know, I really shouldn't, especially. I'm going to want to hang out with them, and I can't. Alrighty. Oh, and it's 23 obsidian blocks, not purple swirly part. Okay, so the exterior. Got it. So the interior is actually a little bit smaller then. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. Let's just wrap this up. Yeah, Mrs. Thunderhand's already saying, "Are you done yet?" Yes, I am. All right, so in fact, I might not even do the lightning bolt. I'm just going to say bye-bye because I got to run. I got to go get Biggie Cheese. Thank you all for dropping by. Really appreciate it, especially P-Nebs and Draken. It's hard for them to get over here sometimes. They have things going on. Parents, professionals, things like that. They've got things to do. So I greatly appreciate it. Just remember, tomorrow at 10 a.m. is Kachi time. And I have, as usual, no idea what Kachi has planned. He hasn't told me. He'll tell me tomorrow. And so please make sure you stop by. That should be at 10 a.m. Should be regular time. But please watch the announcements just in case there's any changes. Bye for now, everyone.